Hello, and welcome to coverage of Grin's Gore for the custom standard format. I'm Caillou, and today we're going to be watching the Swiss round 4 match between Cftsoc, who's playing 4-color Harmonize together, and Plipster, who's playing Jund Mutants. So Cftsoc deck is essentially a mid-range tokens combo deck. It uses Travel Together plus Soul of New Allures plus Whoop Chef as an infinite combo engine, but also can use cards such as Art Studio and Soul of New Allures to gain advantage off of the Harmonize mechanic, which allows you, it is basically all the Harmonize cards have an ETB effect, but you can re-trigger them by harmonizing by fulfilling some condition. Meanwhile, Plipster's deck, Jund Mutants, is essentially like a tribal mid-range deck, which also can make use of Mercy, one of the main tribal payoffs, in order to pod into stronger creatures. It also is really good in this greedy meta because it has cards like Lab Wrecker, which can really punish greedy mana bases. So turn 2, Cftsoc is going to run out double Travel Together, can then next turn Spore Flow Protector, and then hopefully hold out until he has enough lands to Exciting Band and Art Studio, because that combo pretty much ends the game. But Plipster unfortunately has actual cards TM, has this Lab Wrecker, and also has Field of Ruin as a way to start killing Cftsoc lands. And I think once Cftsoc loses that Fractured Remnant, he's pretty far out of the game. Ooh, but does hit a Soul of New Allures off the top. That is pretty damn strong, because that's one card away from having the full combo. And even if Cftsoc doesn't have the combo, being able to and it's just going to pass? Isn't going to play the Spore Flow? Cftsoc doesn't have anything else in hand. And now Plipster if you're Plipster, I really think you just drop Field of Ruin, shoot the Fractured Remnant. Or I guess Field of Ruin lets Cftsoc draw into a basic, so maybe not that. But it does Field of Ruin take out the Art Studio? Or I guess if Plipster wants to be proactive, could just like Garden Grafter here, or Gene Shifted Warbler, or even Mercy, but I really feel like with Cftsoc low mull, this Field of Ruin is calling. But nope, it's just going to run out the Mercy for now. I guess Plipster's thought is, this puts a clock on the board, gives Plipster a lot of options, and also Plipster has access to Lab Wrecker next turn. But also, oh my god, quite possibly the luckiest set of top decks from Cftsoc, hitting a Soul of New Allures directly into a Whoop Chef. So now, God, if you're a Cftsoc, you're kind of in a weird bind here, because you know Plipster has the Field of Ruin, you know Plipster has a Mercy, you know that this means that Plipster can potentially pod into a Lab Wrecker next turn and just make you real sad, because you'll be down to 2 lands. But if you run out the Whoop Chef now, and keep drawing into lands, can potentially combo off. So yeah, Cftsoc is going to run out the Whoop Chef, gets a whooping 4 tokens because of the double Travel Together, and that provides a decent board to stave off whatever Plipster's doing. In the meantime, as long as Plipster can't take out too many of Cftsoc lands, Cftsoc can hopefully draw into 2 more lands, and then Soul of New Allures for the win. Plipster's going to Field of Ruin the Fractured Remnant. I think that this was a huge misplay, actually. What was this? Though I guess no, this was a misplay, because now Plipster can't Mercy, because he doesn't have RG. I guess Plipster is doing a takesy backsies on that. Okay, it's instead gonna Hired Hit the Whoop Chef, and is now gonna Field of Ruin, killing the Fractured Remnant. It doesn't really actually change anything, except that now Plipster can get a Forest and therefore has better fixing, and so can Mercy next turn. But again, I think that this is a misplay, because it doesn't put Cftsoc down on mana, unlike Lab Wrecker, which if Plipster ran out the Lab Wrecker, would have had an additional blocker for these tokens, or an additional way to put on pressure, and would have had Cftsoc at 1 less mana. So again, I think if you're Cftsoc, play to your outs. Just Humble Shepherd, get 4 tokens. Or 3 tokens, yep, gets the sheep and then 2 more nomads. Just gonna gum up the board. Losing the Whoopip Chef is a huge blow. But again, Cftsoc is just like on a must-survive basis. So Plipster's gonna run out the Lab Wrecker, shooting Cftsoc art studio. And now this is where things get real hairy for Cftsoc. Cftsoc can still cast the Spore Floor Protector and hits a basic land off the top. And Spore Floor Protector can now start generating like a crazy amount of tokens just by exiling cards from... Ooh, okay, no, it's actually going to Soul of New Allures. I guess can use these tokens to just harmonize more, but doesn't have any harmonize abilities that generate tokens, so can't go off. I feel like this is a... Yeah, I feel like this is a mistake by Cftsoc, because he knows that Plipster has the Mercy, so at worst, Plipster can pod Mercy herself into Lab Wrecker and kill Soul of New Allures. Okay, is instead gonna do the line of Mercy, sacrifice Lab Wrecker, get Amphin Vigilante. Amphin Vigilante untaps Mercy. Mercy, Amphin Vigilante, Hasty Anku. And then Anku just makes Cftsoc sacrifice Soul of New Allures, travel together, a token and a land. And I think this game is pretty over for Cftsoc. In response, Cftsoc is going to use Soul of New Allures' ability, tap both of the nomads to harmonize onto one of them, buffing it into a 3/3, and then can do it again. And then, yep, loses pretty much everything. I guess Cftsoc only hope now is to try and race. Yeah, Plipster has the Gene Shifted Warbler as a blocker. And I don't see how Cftsoc can race on Anku here. Especially since next turn, Plipster has Garden Grafter into Lab Wrecker. Or actually, sorry, Lab Wrecker doesn't do much here because Cftsoc lands are both basics. But can essentially pod into something to give it haste and like increase Plipster's clock. Cftsoc hitting another land. I don't know if that's really what Cftsoc needed here. I'm not sure what Cftsoc could have used here. Maybe another Soul of New Allures. Cast it off the Humble Shepherd. I mean, I guess that's the best way for Cftsoc to buff up his creatures right now. So Cftsoc gonna run out the Spore Floor Protector. Gonna swing out with everything except the Humble Shepherd. The nomads don't get tapped because they have Vigilance. So Cftsoc can chump Anku with one of the nomads next turn. Just like Plipster is gonna chump and kill one of the nomads here with the Gene Shifted Warbler. But yeah, can still put the beats on Plipster here. And then next turn, Spore Floor Protector can germinate once. So wait, so assuming that Cftsoc loses 2 tokens. Oh wait, actually can germinate once now because of Humble Shepherd plus Vibrant Locale. So what is Cftsoc germinating onto? Just going to create a sapling token? Or buff up one of the nomads? I think if Cftsoc was going to buff up one of the nomads, he would have done it before combat. Oh, but actually can't do that because Humble Shepherd only taps sheep. I guess both me and Cftsoc thought it was just tap an untapped creature you control. So now, okay, assuming that Plipster swings out with Anku and then leaves up Mercy and Gene Shifted Warbler as blockers, I don't see how Cftsoc wins this. So yeah, it's going to swing with the Anku. Cftsoc sacks a Saproling, travel together, and the Vibrant Locale. Then Plipster plays double Garden Grafter, and then it's lights out for Cftsoc because none of his creatures can get over that. Yep, Garden Grafter number 1, and Garden Grafter number 2. Then he's going to play the Sprawling Coils, use Garden Grafter's ability to get back the Evaldi's Masterpiece and Sprawling Coils from being uploaded. Then crack the Sprawling Coils immediately, gets the Forest into hand. And a Soul of New Allures top deck, just a little bit too late. And yeah, with a single Germinate here, I don't think there's any way for Cftsoc to win right now. And yeah, Cftsoc just going to concede. It was brutal having to mull to 5, and then even with the perfect sequence of draws, Cftsoc couldn't overcome the disruption from Plipster. Okay, getting into game 2, this time Cftsoc will be keeping it 7. Doesn't have access to turn 2 Humble Shepherd. but can curve a turn 2 Beautiful Crescendo into a turn 3 Sire Vampires. I'm not sure what Cftsoc would Beautiful Crescendo for, however. A Fractured Remnant here, though, makes it, I think, a fairly easy choice to just drop Fractured Remnant and then Humble Shepherd. Yep, is going to do that. On Plipster's end, this definitely does stymie the turn 2 Switch Flit play, though I guess you do run it out to force Cftsoc from not being able to tap his Mana Dork for fear of just getting Switch Flitted. Or is Plipster? It looks like Plipster's going to hired hit the Humble Shepherd. I guess that's Custom Standard's version of Bolt the Bird. Hit the Shepherd. Ironically, uploading this Digital Witness. And then I guess the plan is next turn curve into a Switch Flit. I do think just playing a Switch Flit there is a reasonable enough quote-unquote threat, because then Cftsoc, I guess Cftsoc can tap the Humble Shepherd to play another creature, so... But then you just... unless it's a Whoopip Chef, you can just hired hit that creature and then Switch Flit in. Yeah, Cftsoc going to play a Plains, and now has a Sire Vampires. It's a 4/4 flyer, so nothing too crazy, but it presents a big body and a clock that needs to be answered. And it can't be answered by these hired hits because Cftsoc has this Sheep token, which makes the Sire Vampires a 4/4. So Plipster is going to run out Mercy for now. It's the only other creature other than Switch Flit, but it can't really answer this Sire Vampires. Ooh, and Cftsoc hitting a Soul of New Allures. This means that Cftsoc just needs a Travel Together in order to be able to combo off. So if you're Cftsoc, I think you have to be worried about Mercy being able to pot up a 4-drop into the Anku chain, but Plipster won't be able to do that next turn, so I think for now you run out Sire Vampires for an additional card as a clock. No, is running out the Soul of New Allures again? I feel like I really disagree with this play. I guess it does give the Sire Vampires Vigilance, but I still... Because it doesn't really get to do much else. I guess, okay, you can buff up the Sire Vampires now because of the Vigilance. It's just asking to be Lab Record. And if Cftsoc had doubled Sire Vampire, I feel like it would have had a similar effect, but been less of a, I guess, less disruptible, question mark. But yeah, it doesn't look like Plipster is going to have any way to disrupt this anyways. This turn can just Switch Flit and then pod that into, like, I don't even know at that point. Could pod it into the 3-mana 1/4, which uploads a card from the top of your library, but that's not really super great play. I guess, but without hitting a 4-drop, Plipster can't really pod into anything crazy. And wow, it's gonna double hired hit the Sire Vampires. Makes sense. And they can play the Forest and immediately download probably a Digital Witness, I'd say, so that you can immediately re-answer something of Cftsoc. Oh no, it's going to grab up the Switch Flit. I guess that's the more proactive play. Cftsoc still has 3 cards in hand, so I'd much rather grab back a Digital Witness in that situation, I think. But yeah, I think Cftsoc, you just play the Lakeside Park, run out the Sire Vampires, and then you feel good about that. Could also continue to put on the pressure by double Beautiful Crescendoing. Double Harmonizing with Beautiful Crescendo. Use it to make Soul of New Allures a creature, and then make it a 5/5. But I don't know if that would be the right play again. Okay, so Cftsoc going to Wander the Unknown Mercy. Makes sense. You know that Plipster's only card in hand is a Switch Flit, and Mercy just gives Plipster so many options, and then it's just going to pass. I'm surprised. I thought Cftsoc would keep up the aggro by Beautiful Crescendoing. No, Plipster's just going to run out the Switch Flit for now. Next turn can download Digital Witness, play Digital Witness, download... Oh, doesn't have enough mana to... Oh wait, now it can download Digital Witness this turn. So the next turn, plays Digital Witness... Oh, has enough mana this turn to play Digital Witness. I am just miscounting mana. And then upload a hired hit, yeah. And then now can download hired hit, play hired hit next turn. On end though, Cftsoc in a Beautiful Crescendo, tutor up an Art Studio probably? Oh no, an Exciting Band. I guess Soul of New Lores in and of itself is a repeatable Harmonize engine, and Exciting Band can just, it comes down, it avoids a single hired hit, and it just starts shooting Plipster in the face. For now, I'm going to use Exciting Band's ETB to bolt the switch flit, and then just going to go to end. Yeah, Plipster has a second switch flit, but if Plipster decides to play it out, Cftsoc immediately Soul of New Lores, taps both the sheep and the band, shoots switch flit. So Plipster's going to download both the hired hit and the Draconic Crevice, and then play the Draconic Crevice. The Draconic Crevice is a threat that Cftsoc can't answer. On end, Cftsoc going to shoot the Digital Witness. I almost feel like, knowing that Plipster has this Draconic Crevice, Cftsoc should strive to shoot Plipster's face, but I guess Cftsoc thought is, I've got a Sire Vampires which can block and trade with the Draconic Crevice, so I'll probably be good. So yeah, he's going to run out Sire Vampires number 2, and then can also run out the Spore Flow Protector. He's going to swing in for 4 with the Exciting Band, though I guess there's no reason to run out Spore Flow Protector right now, because you know that Plipster has the hired hit, so you can save Spore Flow Protector for when you can both cast it and have enough mana to germinate in response to a hired hit. Okay, Plipster top decks a Mercy, but I don't know what Mercy can do to get him out of the situation. So Plipster's going to run out the Mercy. And yeah, Plipster's just going to concede at that point because he doesn't have a way to stop Cftsoc from bolting on main, swinging with both Exciting Band and the Flyer, and then in response again using Soul of New Lores to Harmonize once more. So Plipster was just dead there, no matter what he did. So we're going to a game 3. With Plipster being on the play again, this might be an opportunity for him to sneak some of that land disruption in before Cftsoc can really get his Harmonize engine going. Or Cftsoc could have some of those impactful early plays which force Plipster to do stuff like hired hit them, and then lose tempo, which allows Cftsoc to just curve into some of his higher mid-range threats. Okay, so going into game 3, interesting that Cftsoc seems to have brought in Essence Scatters. I guess they're good answers for the Lab Wreckers. Meanwhile, speaking of sideboard tech, we do see an Incandescent Rain from Plipster. This is the one answer to an opponent who has comboed off with Harmonize together, as it's an instant speed wipe. Cftsoc only has the Whoopip Chef as a combo piece right now, so it's just going to run out the Humble Shepherd. Can next turn curve into Sire Vampires, or would have been able to if Plipster hadn't just hired hit the Humble Shepherd. Now Cftsoc doesn't have the right colors of mana. And Plipster is top decked into a Lab Wrecker. Doesn't have a turn, another play though. Needs a third land right here. Because without a third land, or actually needs 2 more lands. Because otherwise, 3 lands for the Mercy, and then another land for the Lab Wrecker. But Cftsoc can just play a fetch land here, and then hold up an Essence Scatter as soon as Plipster hits 3 lands. Or actually, for now, could probably just run out the Whoopip Chef, and then next turn start holding up an Essence Scatter. Is just going to play defensively, holding up the Essence Scatter for now. I guess is also scared of Mercy as a 3-drop. And Plipster hitting that top deck land, but since it's an ETB tapped land, won't be able to cast Mercy this turn. So now Cftsoc has 4 mana, so can run out the Whoopip Chef and still have Essence Scatter up. Oh wow, and instead Cftsoc going to be running out the Sire Vampires. I kind of feel like this is a mistake and is a difference from the really conservative type of play we've seen from Cftsoc before. Because if Plipster just went untap land Lab Wrecker here, I guess since you have the Sire Vampires, you don't feel super bad about it. I don't know, I feel like that kind of disruption could really put you behind. But for now, Plipster does not, in fact, hit a 4th land, so he's going to Garden Grafter, uploading a land from the top of their library. Okay, doesn't get the perfect sequence of top decks of Whoopip Chef into Soul of New Lores into Travel together. Protect the Farm is still really good, though. And I would imagine tapping the Plains in the Sunlit Plaza, playing Protect the Farm, and then holding up Essence Scatter is a pretty good play right here. So yeah, Cftsoc is going to do that, run out the Protect the Farm. Then he's going to swing in with the 4/4 Fat Boy, now has lifelink because of Protect the Farm. Because whenever you control an enchantment, Sire of Empires gets lifelink. Plipster finally hits that 4th land. I think if you're Plipster, you probably have to play Mercy here. Or it's going to Jabaya for... No, it's going to Labwrecker. Okay. Cftsoc just going to Essence Scatter it. But yeah, like, I think Plipster's only hope of winning at this point is getting the Anku chain. So Mercy plus a 4-drop. Which is why I think trying to run out the Mercy there might have been better, because you want Mercy online as early as possible. And ouch, Cftsoc top decks an Art Studio. So can now cast Whoopip Chef, play Art Studio, and then hold up Essence Scatter. That allows Cftsoc to build up his board, and then further build it up if Plipster doesn't play anything. And then Cftsoc can interact with Plipster if Plipster plays anything, and still have a strong clock. So yeah, he's going to play the Art Studio. Oh, is cracking the Ascending Spires for another Soldier token. Notably though, Cftsoc... I was going to say Cftsoc can't Whoopip Chef plus hold up Art Studio and Essence Scatter if he does that. But I guess Cftsoc just going to run out the Soul of New Allures, lifelink Vigilance Boy, and can now tap the Soldier tokens to make it a 6/6. Or can do it twice. Yikes, he's going to make it into an 8/8. That's one hell of a clock. And I don't know that Plipster has single target point and click removal and is just dead next turn. Plipster just going to run out the Incandescent Rain. Cftsoc creatures dies and Sire of Empires becomes a 7/7. But again, if Cftsoc has even a single creature in hand, which he does, the Whoopip Chef, he can just play it and then grow the Soul of New Allures, grow the Sire of Empires with Soul of New Allures, kill Plipster. So Plipster is just dead here. See up running out the Whoopip Chef, and that's game. Wow, after that game 1, it really seemed like Plipster just had the disruption and had Cftsoc number. But games 2 and 3, the Sire of Empires put in so much work for Cftsoc. As did the Essence Scatter game 3. But realistically, just having a threat that Plipster could not answer with Hired Hit was enough to just carry Cftsoc to victory. And then also, I guess Plipster did get put off their groove by having to answer some Cftsoc threats, and then couldn't just do the crazy curves of like Mercy into Labwrecker, into turn 5 I'm just going to double pod into Anku and kill you. Good games to both players. Cftsoc takes home the 4-0 and gets first seed, but Plipster is still in it with a 3-1 record. They're definitely in contention for the cut to top 4 still. So, until next time, this is Caillou signing off.